What's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona Now, and today we're going to talk about the Arizona housing market because there's panic in the markets across the stock market, the housing market, and we're going to talk about some of the forecasts that are coming out, but we're also going to talk about some of the silver linings that are involved in something like this. So when market prices go down, the people who have been waiting for this to happen are very happy. The people who bought previously, they're not so happy. Someone who bought last year in 2022 or 2021, probably not too happy about the prices going down, but we're going to talk about what the experts are saying, and then we're going to use some of your advice, your opinions in the audience. So if you guys can hear me, hit the like button, smash up the likes, let us know if you guys think the market is going up or down, and let's go ahead and dive in here and talk about this. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Goldman Sachs here saying these four cities will suffer a 2008 crash in home value prices. So this is coming straight from Goldman Sachs here. I see you guys in the comments. What's up, Jim? Yeah, some people say I'm looking to move back around August. So obviously, if he's looking to buy, that's going to be good because prices were really high in 2022 and 2023. They're still high. But the four cities they're talking about: San Jose, California; Austin, Texas; Phoenix, Arizona; and San Diego, California, likely to see or possibly could see 25% declines. So something that's weird happening right now in the market also is that some people are buying up single family homes. And you could see, let's see here. So you could see right here, let's see, Wall Street backed companies buying up single family homes, driving up the rent. So while all this is going on, there's Wall Street backed companies out there buying homes, driving up the rent prices, and this has been going on for a few years, which artificially inflated the prices for the house, for the rent, and for the homes. And this is kind of what's been a problem. So it was big demand was here, but also there was Wall Street backed companies out here buying up single family homes, whether it be offer up or what have you. So some weird stuff going on, right? And I'd like to know your guys' opinions on that. But some people are saying with the water situation, it's good that Arizona's going to get less people. But it's not just Arizona, it's Las Vegas, Southern California. And I'm not so sure that the population has really grown too much in California, in Southern California in particular. But I know Vegas and Phoenix have really grown. But most of our water actually comes from aquifers and from the Salt River Project. So Random Exploring says going down. Yeah, I mean, it's obvious it's probably going to go down. I mean, once you see things in the market where the pricing just starts going like this. So if we look at the 3-year right here, you could see we kind of peaked right here around 2022. If you look at the 5-year, it was kind of going up. But once you start this sell-off and it breaks this value right here in January 2019, it broke that support level. And once it broke that support level, it's down from here. I mean, we're going down. It's going to keep going down. And, if you bought in 2022 like I did, I understand your pain, but I did it realizing that all I needed to do was get a house, get in there. And then once the time comes, when they lower the interest rates or whatever programs come out, then I'll try to take care of the situation then. But that's why I didn't go into a big $1 million home. People who bought $1 million homes, they're going to watch possibly 25% of the value, slide off. And this is something that they're talking about. The stock market also, they're saying we haven't left the bubble. Elite investors are privately warning that the market is headed for a second wave of pain. This is not necessarily good for you in the job market because some of you guys might have cush jobs and that stuff's going to be kind of up in the air. So start preparing now for saving money. Now's the time to start being way more frugal, right? But you can see we've got Yahoo Finance saying we are entering into the best real estate market opportunity since 2008. Why? This billionaire investor is aggressively buying income-producing properties. So you can see this kind of stuff. It's an opportunity for some, and it's just complete panic for others. And the reason we make this content on this channel, along with all the other type of content that we make, is because we want to be prepared as people living in Arizona for what's going on and what's to come. And we're realistic about what's coming. We're not trying to live in denial about the situation. Robert says, buy Bitcoin soon. Yeah, I mean, that would be great if Bitcoin goes up. But typically when the market goes down, Bitcoin also feels the pain, but it's also one of the fastest to recover in the recovery in terms of gains. But you could see, if you just look at these this data set that we have right here on Redfin. Number of homes sold, it's down 39% over the year. Median home price, obviously, it keeps going down. And we also have other numbers that we can look at from Narada. They're also predicting a sell-off. Again, you could see the peak market price was around March or May of 2022, and ever since then, it's just been going down. And how do you stop that slide once it begins? Restored data says housing in Yavapai County is overpriced to the moon. Ooh, Miss McGee says, I'm thinking about selling my home here in Phoenix. Guess I need to do it quick. Yeah, but I mean, but the problem with doing that, Miss McGee, is you and many other people are all going to react at the same time. You're going to flood the market, and that's going to flood the market down even harder, which is, again, good for possible buyers, but not good for sellers. And then you're going to end up in a real situation. I mean, if you wanted to take profits, you probably would have wanted to take profits back in 2022. That was the time to take profits, even 2021, if you wanted to sell your home. But again, if you want to get out of Phoenix, then sell, right? If you're trying to get out of Arizona, sell. So yeah, Arizona possibly could witness a population decline. Not as many people are going to move here, but there's also going to be a lot of people who want to move here also, but some people want to leave also. They're going to take it as the opportunity to say, okay, my time in Phoenix is done and I'm out. Jim's Carnival says, let it happen. All I want is an affordable house. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an opportunity for a lot of people who think like Jim. It's not going to be an opportunity for people who bought in 2021 and 2022. Tanner says, I've been watching the real estate market in Phoenix like a hawk. Everything east of 51 and north of Thomas is getting bought and flipped. Beautiful homes popping up everywhere. Yeah, that's cool, but if we have like a 2008 scenario all over again, all of that is going to go it's going to crumble like a house of cards, just like it did in 2008. Now, people say the reason that the 2008 market collapse happened and this one is different is because, they use strict guidelines to get people qualified for loans, whereas they call it predatory lending. If under the Equal Housing Act, basically, if you thought you could buy a house, you were going to get a house. But recently, when you were buying houses, they were really strict on it. But when people start losing their jobs, there's nothing that any of that extra stuff they were doing can do to stop it. I mean, it's the only thing they could have really done was say, hey, do you have cash reserves, and do you promise to have cash reserves that are able to afford your home for the next 2 years in case of a market crash? That's the only way they really could have prevented it, because once people start losing their job at Google, Facebook, Amazon, which already happened. I mean, Amazon laid off 12,000. One of the companies laid off like 20,000. So that's just the start of a cascade. But once that stuff happens, it just kind of boom, boom. It just ratchets down from there. And so we'll see what's going on. I do like the comments. Oscar says, I just bought my home last July. Rent has gone up $400 since then when I used to live in Scottsdale, but happy to finally not have to have it skyrocket up like that. Okay. Curious to know prices in Kingman. I was just in Kingman. By the way, for those of you who watch Island Hopper TV, we did just recently go to California. You guys can watch those videos. We just went over there to see what's going on. We did Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, San Diego. We also went to Las Vegas. I took the bus from Las Vegas down to Phoenix, which is something I've never done. For those of you who hate airports or crazy airports like Las Vegas Airport, is just absolute mayhem. It's not even a fun experience. Flying in the United States is no longer fun. I remember I used to enjoy flying. I used to be like, yeah, I'm going to the airport. It's going to be fun. I'm going to go to the lounge. I'm going to kick back. Recently, going to airports is like absolute pain. So I took the bus. It's short enough from Vegas to Phoenix. But you know what popped into my head at that moment? We need trains. Like, anyone who is denying that we need trains, like high-speed rail that connects us around this country, is not paying attention to what's going on at the airports and with everything else. The fact is, we're not going to build any more roads. And if we're going to make any investments, it needs to be in rail. And this railway needs to be like state-of-the-art, fast. It needs to be big, bulky. It needs to be spacious. We don't need to be like repeating capsules like we have on airplanes. So flying is just not the way to go. And the only solution that I have other than teleportation is going to be incredibly amazing railroads. And it needs to be designed by intelligent people who are really forward thinking. None of this like, hey, my uncle used to work for the Air Force and he needs a job and he's got a son who also needs a contract. None of this stuff. We need like the best people on this project to put this together because the country is connected. And look, yeah, okay, we're going to go to electric cars and you're going to charge your electric car for 45 minutes while you're going from Phoenix to San Antonio in your car like every 400 miles. No. Just build a 200 mile an hour railroad that's just state of the art and awesome. And anyone who's saying that we don't need to do that or that's not the investment or the direction we need to go, I don't think they're paying attention. Because I know there's people out there who are going to say, oh, did you see what happened in California? Well, we don't want to repeat California. It's called learning from something that went wrong. California was something that went way wrong. But I do want you guys to come over to Island Hopper TV if you guys want to see what's going on with the Travel Channel. Lots of videos over here, but the Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, and San Diego, I personally love San Diego, so hopefully you guys enjoy it too. Also, if you guys are new to the channel or you guys are looking for some videos that we made recently on this channel and you just haven't tuned in, we did Mesa 3 weeks ago. We did Gilbert 3 weeks ago. We did Best Small Towns in Arizona 2023. That's the one you guys need to watch because if you're anything like me, you're like, dude, how do I get out of the city? The city, I live in Mesa and I'm kind of like, this is like mayhem on the roads. The roads are so congested with traffic. There's so many cars on the road. Everywhere you go is just zoom, zoom, zoom. I can't even go for a walk in peace anywhere around Mesa because it's all traffic. You go for it's just craziness. There's no peace and quiet in these cities. So the first thing I think, wow, okay, I'm getting old. I'm 40. I want to be in a small town. I want to be in a place where I can like go walk in nature and enjoy nature. But, it's like inside of Phoenix, it's just gotten to a point where it's just so congested. It's incredibly busy. Deacon says rush hour every hour now. Yes, it's rush hour right now. But yeah, it's like rush hour the whole day. From basically 10, probably from like 8 till like 7, maybe 6. It's just mayhem on the roads. And of course, part of that is because we get so many snowbirds down here. And those snowbirds will leave and like you'll notice about a 10 to 15% difference on the streets. But that's about it. So anyways, what do you guys think about everything that's going on with the housing market? I'm going to take some comments. Maria says, hello, I'm so glad I caught your first live on your channel. Well, thank you, Maria. Welcome. Ask some questions, guys. Miss McGee says, yeah, just getting really tired of the city. It's true. Victoria says, and they're all in a hurry. She's talking about the traffic. Yeah, they're all in a hurry, and some of them aren't in a hurry. So you have these people who are in a hurry, and then you have people who are not in a hurry, and it's a really unpleasant blend. Yeah, it's totally snowbird season. Mark says, go to LA sometime if you want 24/7 traffic. Phoenix is easy compared to LA. I was just in LA. That's what I was saying. I went to LA, and I totally agree with you. Like, LA is way worse. I would say, do not want to live in LA. I don't mind Redondo Beach. I don't mind that area down by like Hermosa, south of Santa Monica. That's a nice little area right there. Oh, look at that. That's swimming in nature. See, this is what I really want to be doing, is being in nature. But yeah, certain parts of LA are all right. Like Santa Barbara's okay, north of LA. But inside of LA, no way, man. That is not where it's at. That's our friend Tim right there. He was jumping in the water. Yeah, Redondo Beach is nice. Random says, can you talk about the market? Let's see here. Wait. He says, can you talk about the rental market in Phoenix and Tucson if you think that's going to decrease as well? Of course. Those people who own those homes who've been asking for crazy rental prices, they're going to get humbled and they're going to have no choice but to lower the rent, because as people can't afford houses, they're going to also not be able to afford rent. And those people who've been charging crazy prices to live in North Phoenix in a 2-bedroom little capsule, like little apartment in North Phoenix for $2,500 a month or $3,500 a month, that's going away. That's going away. That was outrageous pricing. So yeah, I mean, the bubble has popped. The bubble has popped. We talked about this like in the summertime last year, 2022. We were talking about how the likelihood that the bubble was popping. Obviously, I don't have a crystal ball, but I mean, the writing was on the wall. The bubble was going to pop, and sure enough, it's popped. And once the bubble pops, it deflates. It takes some time. Like, it's a first sell-off. We've just experienced first sell-off. Now a second sell-off is coming. The only thing that can stop it at this particular point is going to be government intervention, where they do some crazy stuff, quantitative easing, money printing. World War III looks like a perfect mask or excuse for why everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket, so to speak. I mean, that's kind of what they're going to use this Russia thing as like the whole reason. Between COVID and Russia, it's like those are the two reasons why the market's going to collapse. And they're going to blame it all on that. But, you know, that's their way to mask what happened, which was basically out of control government spending. I mean, that's kind of what it came down to. And the thing is, everyone's going to hate the United States for this because the US dollar is basically the number one currency in the world. It controls most of the economy in the world. The central banks in the United States are basically the big dogs in the room. And when the United States goes, so too does the rest of the world. And so the rest of the world is going to say, oh, what the heck were the Americans doing? What were they doing over there in the U.S.? They blew up the market. Now they're going to, you know, and all the fingers are going to point back at the United States. That's what happened in 2008. It's going to happen again. So we'll see what's going on. Thanks to everyone who hit the likes. We got 58 likes, 214 people tuning in. I want to do more of these lives. I'll do more lives if you guys want them. You know, we could talk about a wide variety of subjects. Obviously, tonight we're talking about the housing market and the economy, but we could talk about a bunch of different subjects. And we also can make more videos. We can do more road trip videos, more camping videos. Hopefully you guys say you want more camping videos because I like camping. And hopefully you guys say you want more small towns. So when you guys say you want camping in small towns and you guys actually say that's what you want, we go do it. I'm happy because I get the heck out of these big crazy cities like Mesa and Phoenix and all this stuff going on with traffic. But I don't mind doing the live streams at all. Mark says, what goes up comes back down, sometimes with drastic results. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we want to flush out all of the nonsense, right? That's the whole point. It's like a big rain. It's like in comes a flood. It just wipes out everything that was not strong. And that's kind of what happens with these market cycles, these boom bust. But what I will say is next time this sucker booms, next time the economy booms, you, me, every one of us needs to be in position to say, you know what, we're going to take advantage of this opportunity because we've been here a time or two before. We know what it looks like when it busts, and we know what it looks like when a boom is coming, and we're going to put ourselves in position. And if you guys are watching this channel, I'll do my best to share my opinion on how to succeed in a boom. One of them, yes, is Bitcoin, and it has been for a few years. But at some point in time, I believe that's going to go away too. But I don't think it's still yet. I think Bitcoin still has a little bit left in it, Ethereum. And the reason is because I can tell by the stuff going on the sidelines because it's the same thing repeating itself all over again. And again, stocks still very high. They've got a long way to come back down and correct. But we'll pay attention to all of that on this channel if you guys want. Francis says, loves the small towns. Random Exploring says, yes, I want to see small towns. Okay, so we're getting a lot of small town recommendations. Ted says, do some camping in the Bradshaws. I'd love to do some camping in the Bradshaws, although I would not want to be up there today. It was so cold today. Even here in Mesa, I think it was like 42. Ooh, man. I'm from Arizona. I'm from Phoenix. That's the thing. Whenever it gets cold, people can't handle it because they're from Phoenix. That's what they say. They're like, I'm from Phoenix. I can't handle it. That's what we always say, right? But yeah, so just saying. That's always my big excuse. Restored Data says some of the smaller towns in Arizona need better hospitals. Yeah, I mean, you could, like, one of my favorite small towns that's near Phoenix that I would say is far enough away from Phoenix and it's a small town enough is Wickenburg. I really like Wickenburg. If you guys haven't already been up to Wickenburg, go check it out. I'm not saying you got to sell everything and move up there, but it's gonna become a boom town at some point. But right now, Wickenburg's really a nice place to be. I like that town. It's probably one of my favorite towns. It's far enough out of Phoenix, and it's close enough to Phoenix if you needed, a hospital or something like that, because people need to say that. Yeah. White Mountains, definitely, Deacon. Maria says, I love the small towns and yes to camping. Thank you, Maria. She's sending me on some camping trips. Thank you, Maria. That's what I was looking for. I love camping. You guys got to watch these other videos if you haven't seen them. Off-road Arizona. These are, 1 or 2 years old Arizona road trips. If you guys want some ideas of things you can do to get out of the city, go watch those. We also have the small town collection for those of you who haven't seen it. And if you look at our popular videos right here, these are the popular videos. Why are people leaving Arizona? 7 hidden Arizona small towns. 8 secluded small towns, best small towns, massive monsoon storm, and Lake Havasu City. Notice, none of these say anything about Phoenix. So you guys have told us, based on the data, you basically want to know why everyone wants to leave Arizona, because that got 1.6 million. The small towns video got 1.1 million views. The next one after that, secluded small towns. So it's kind of good. That tells me that you guys want to watch the small town stuff also. Ryan says, thanks for this channel. More power to you. Thank you. Thank you. More power to you guys too. I mean, let's get through this Arizona housing market situation. Hopefully some of you guys who've been on the sidelines to buy are going to be able to finally buy at a reasonable price. I kind of envy you, because you're really going to be in a great situation, because long term, all Phoenix does is grow, grow, grow. And the water situation is getting solved, whether it's desal down in Mexico or desalinization out in California. They're going to solve the water situation. This whole thing of like doomsday, it just doesn't work. We're in America, in the United States, we always solve the problem. And if we stop solving problems and we become too lame-brained to even solve problems and use ingenuity, then we're really toast. But I don't believe that we've gotten to that point where we have a bunch of lame brains all over the place, right? I mean, if anything, I'll use this platform here to basically sound the alarm to all you intelligent people out there, because I know you're out there in the audience. And, we'll say, hey, let's get some results. Let's get some progress. And one of them is the train. The other situation is the desalinization with the water situation. It's got to happen. It's got to move forward. If you're going to charge me the taxes that you're charging me, because I know they're charging a lot of taxes to me, they're probably charging you guys a lot of taxes. It is tax season. It's crazy how high taxes are. Think about it. Income tax, payroll tax, luxury tax, capital gains tax, all these different taxes. When you own a house, you have to pay another tax. I mean, they got taxes on your cell phone bill. They tax us into oblivion. State tax is different than income tax. It's crazy. So people out there saying that we need more taxes, no. We need to cut out the stuff that we don't need, and we need to reallocate the money to things that we do need, like the nationwide railroad project that I'm basically saying needs to happen. And it needs to be state of the art, like world class. Like China's already doing it, and we need to say, hey, China, no, that's cute and cool what you guys built over there, but we're going to show you how we do it out here. But, we got to get some of the riffraff out of the way. Like, seriously, the riffraff, those politicians that have been in there for 40 years, got to go. They got to go. They don't got to go to the grave, of course, but they got to get out of our government and retire, because you don't need to be in there for 40 years in our government. That's just not going to work. Sorry, that's why we have term limits for the president, and we need that for everything else. Queen Creek has a higher LDS population, but that shouldn't be a concern. Okay. I'd say Queen Creek, it's a better community in my opinion. Well, look beyond Queen Creek, Santan Valley, Florence. The LDS population is not a concern at all. In fact, all my neighbors in Santan Valley were LDS, and I had a great time with every single one of them. They were probably the friendliest people I ever been around to live next to. I mean, we're talking about neighbors who will be like, hey, if you ever need anything, come on over. I mean, real friendly neighbors. So yeah, LDS is not a problem in my opinion. That's why I live in the Southeast Valleys, because of the friendly people. And it just so happens that most of them are LDS. So I don't have a problem with that. Ted says, time to go off grid. I couldn't disagree. I couldn't agree more. I definitely don't disagree with that. It's not a religion thing that I'm into. It's not like I'm trying to go for religion. I'm more or less like, I go where the friendly people are. If you just so happen to be Buddhist or Hindu or Christian or LDS, hey, and you're friendly, we're cool. As long as you're not sitting here trying to push your stuff onto me, too hard, because they always end up pushing a little bit, right? I'm just like, it's cool, no problem. Even Casa Grande got outrageously priced. Like, you go to Casa Grande in the summertime, you're like, what am I doing here? Did I meet the hottest place on planet Earth? I mean, Casa Grande in the summertime, right north of Picacho Peak, some of the hottest places in the world. I mean, it only gets more hot in places like Yuma, or Death Valley's a little bit hotter, I suppose. Like, I was just up in Vegas. That place was hot. Or it's hot, but it was cold, I meant. It was really cold in Vegas. But it's going to be hot in the summertime because it's right next to Mojave County, which is next to Death Valley. So anyways, guys, I'm just going to close it out here. Thanks for everyone who participated in the conversation. We'll tune in next time. And yeah, let's see what happens with this market. Let's see what happens with some of these videos coming up. Come on over to Island Hopper TV. Like I said, I got a Vegas video coming next. So next video is coming. Las Vegas. We obviously did San Diego. We're going to do another things to do in San Diego. Those are two things that you guys can do to get out of the state for a vacation this spring, this summer. Go over to Island Hopper, tune in, turn on the post notifications, and you'll get tuned in when we release the Las Vegas and the San Diego video. We also did Santa Barbara. I will say, honestly, Los Angeles might not be for most of you. It's certainly not for me, but we did the video anyway because it had to be done. It's a very popular place. But we'll see you guys over on Island Hopper also. And thanks for tuning into this one. Like I said, we've got a lot of videos on this channel that you guys can go through. Just go to the homepage. I recommend going to the off-road stuff, especially for those of you who are trying to do some road trips right here. Go to those. That's some fun stuff to do this spring and summer to get the heck out of the city. We'll see you guys.